I'm not going to say that that I'm the one who helped him. I'm not going to say that I assisted suicide, because like Dr. Kevorkian, because I want that to be a shocking reveal later for you in this movie. So instead, what I'm going to say is like, hey, you need to tell me more about Spectre. You need to help me solve this case. All right, okay, great. By the way, you look familiar, and the reason why she looks familiar is because this is not the first time she's been in a big, ultra epic spy, a spy blockbuster franchise. She was also in the Mission Impossible films. She was also in those. Where she died. So maybe she won't die this time, because this time she's a good guy. Although it seems like just about every single James Bond film has the lady dying, or at least this era does. Oh no! Oh, you better watch your back, Goose. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm being impolite. Swan. She's a swan. So anyway, James Bond is like, hey, I need to protect you. And she's like, no, screw off. Screw you. And like James Bond is like, oh, really? Well, I'm going to prove it by fighting these bad guys who are showing up conveniently at the right time. Oh, shit, bad guys. So they chase James Bond and the Goose, Swan, oopsie doopsie. And they also chase Q a little bit, because Q wants to be involved so he can show people how young and sexy he is now, as opposed to when he used to be played by John Cleese. Screw you, John Cleese. We need someone sexier now. Oh yes. So Swan believes that she can fend for herself. So she gets in a car and she chases away from the bad guys. From the henchmen of Ubenhauser. Uben. And James Bond is like I am going to use a plane, because I need to remind people that I can drive just about literally anything, including a stick shift. So he gets in the airplane and he chases them via airplane, but then the airplane loses its wings. So he's like, screw it, I'm just going to use it as a car now. That's how friggin' James Bondy I am. I can just use a wingless airplane as a car. And so he blows up a farm and other things, and then he survives because he's James Bond and apparently he's friggin' good. And he's like, hey, Swan, you're alive too. Good, because we're the protagonists. We should not die. And so Swan is like, okay, fine. I guess I'm stuck with you. God damn it. Okay, fine. Let's go to a foreign country so I can be really frustrated about how I'm your reluctant accomplice now for this movie. So they go to this hotel in this country that I don't remember. Let me see if I can recall which movie which country they're in. No, I can't. No, I cannot recall the country. But anyway, so they go to this country. Man, I can't believe you can't remember the country. Well, can you? Shut the hell up. See. So anyway, so they go there, and then Swan gets the hell drunk, and then falls asleep. And then we have to be, and then James Bond is like, I'm not gonna do it. I might be a womanizer, but I am no Bill Cosbyizer. No. Hey, Mouse, how's it going? I'm gonna freaking shoot you, Mouse. But he doesn't. He spares the mouse's life, and the mouse is like, oh, hey. No, why don't you come over to Disney? We got everything else. We got literally every other movie franchise. Let's get you too. Oh. And then James Bond is like, no, fuck off, Mickey. And then and then the little mouse is like, oh, I'm not good. I didn't forget what you did earlier. I'm pretending about me, but I'm gonna cut you some slack by showing you hidden a hideout in this hotel. Oh. That was very irritating on the ears. I live to irritate. So anyway, so he So he discovers this secret room where he gets more, where he gets a little bit of pictures and stuff of Swan, and Swan is like, "Oh, my father cared for me," or maybe he's just a creep. But who cares? He cares for me, I guess. And James Bond is like, "Oh, there's a clue here. It's gonna lead us to a secret hideout in the middle of nowhere at this desert. Maybe Courage the Cowardly Dog is there." So they take a train there, and they're on the train, and they're like, yes, let's discover more about each of our backstories. Yes, let's explore more of our, of each of our characters. Yes, let's do that. Oh, God damn it, Drax the Batista is here to interrupt us. God damn it, Drax. And Drax is like, I need to continue being a reminiscent of a previous James Bond henchman. So he has this big, intense scene with James Bond of this very dark, very brutal, pounding, just very brutal, very brutal, unforgiving scene where they're, beating each other up, and they're like, hey, this isn't being stylized at all. This is gruesome. And James Bond is like, hey, audience, I know, these films are becoming a little more, a little bit more lighthearted than they first were with this first one in this era. And I know this is a little bit jarring for you, so I'm going to end it by freaking pushing this guy out of the train. So Swan is like, now what? And James Bond is like, now let's fuck. No, seriously, that's what happens next. They have sex. Really? Really? Wait a minute. Are you really that surprised? I mean, remember earlier? He does that. You said it yourself. He always does that during the most inopportune of times. Yes, I know that. However, I thought that this was different. I thought that, maybe after he did, this older woman, this older woman for a change, we would realize, like, wait a minute, he doesn't have to always, bang the female lead. He can just be their friend. And I had a little bit of a hint at a feeling that might be the case here, but nope, she bangs him. They bump the uglies. What was I thinking? But anyway, who am I to judge James Bond? Who am I to even hate on this? I'm never gonna get any, so why should I get mad at him? I shouldn't be like those other people who are like, I'm angry that James Bond has sex. And I'm like, well, when was the last time that you had sex? And they're like, no further questions. So anyway, so after they're done doing the obligatory banging of every James Bond film, the train stops at this location, and they're like, I guess we're just gonna walk all the way. So they walk all the way to their location, in the middle of fuck all nowhere. Unfortunately, Courage the Cowardly Dog is not there as I hoped he was. Nope, not there at all. Instead, we've got this British spectacled man with spectacles, with the bifocals and whatnot. And he's like, "Oh, I'm a bumbling British man, and I'm going to take your guns, and I'm going to show you around here. Alright, this is our facility. I don't know why I am showing you all this, because you're an intruder, but I'm showing you around because you were invited, James Bond. You were invited, and here we go to this special room where you will be introduced to the owner of this establishment." So they go there, and we see this asteroid, and the asteroid is being described by this curator, and then we realize, wait a minute, this ain't no curator. This is Hans Ubenhauser, or at least the guy who James Bond theorized is Hans Ubenhauser, and Hans Hauser is like, yes, I am the be-all, end-all bad guy. I controlled everything. But before I say that, I just wanted to describe this asteroid. Isn't this a beautiful asteroid? Isn't it magnificent? Don't you want to have sex with it? Oh, you don't? Oh, just me? Okay, fine. Be that way against the asteroid. Don't let them hurt your feelings, asteroid. They didn't mean it. They just misunderstand you, asteroid. Oh, I love that asteroid. So anyway, I'm going to show you around, James Bond. I'm going to show you around. So he shows him across the facilities, and he shows him all of these people on their computers working on stuff. And James Bond is like, "My God, this is evil!" And of course, wait a minute. All kinds of businesses have people in front of computers doing shit. But they don't all have the same mind, because when Christoph Waltz is like, "Hey guys, everyone get on up," and they're like, "Yes, boss." They're obedient. That's weird. Yes. So then Christoph Waltz reveals to James Bond, like, hey, James Bond. Hey, I want to tell you a secret. I was behind everything. Yes, I was behind everything, James Bond. I was behind the first movie, I was behind the second movie, and I was even behind the third movie. Now hold up just 1 minute. Hold up just 1 minute. What? What's the matter? Now hold up. Now I can understand him maybe being behind the events of the first two films, since they make it clear that they're working for someone. They don't exactly reveal who, but they do imply it. So I can buy that he was behind them. But wasn't it very clear that no one was behind the third one? Wasn't that just some crazy guy? Yeah, it seemed like the third one was just some crazy asshole who just wanted to get revenge on him for fucking up his face. But apparently, no, he apparently was also in cahoots with this guy, who I guess is Hans Ubenhauser. So apparently that was all his doing. Which is weird. This was all behind one man, because I'm pretty sure that most big problems in the world don't all happen under one person's doing. Although truthers like to believe that. Well, yeah, that's true. Truthers like to believe that. But I'm just saying, like, with common sense in mind, with rationality in mind, that wouldn't really happen that much. It all being one person's thing. But then I realized, wait a minute, there's a reason for that. And there's also a reason why after James Bond gets knocked the fuck out, bitch, he wakes up and he's constrained on this chair. Oh no, he's about to go to the dentist. And the dentist and the person who's going to do the procedure is a gecko and a cat. Hey, a cat. Maybe that's a hint that your theory was right. This is Blofeld. Yes, because Blofeld was known for having a big furry-ass cat. And there's a cat right there! Oh, it's a hint. It's a hint that he might actually be Blofeld. It's a hint. Oh, he might actually be Blofeld. Oh. But wait a minute. Why is there a lizard there? I don't know. Maybe there's a reference to a previous appearance of Blofeld. I mean, like you said, you haven't seen the previous ones. Neither have you. So if that gecko is a hint to a previous James Bond film involving Blofeld, I'm sorry, I didn't put it together. I'm sorry. Okay? Alright, I'm not perfect, even though I have gravitational powers, okay? I'm not perfect. Maybe that gecko is actually a reference to Geico. Hey, save 20% on car insurance or whatever the hell that bullshit is. So anyway, so after he meets the gecko, he's like, oh no, Ubenhauser is about to commit dental procedures on me, and of course Hans Ubenhauser is like, no, I'm gonna inject little tiny syringes into your freaking face. Yes, because this movie is supposed to be homaging more classic James Bond films, but still doing it in a grounded way, which is why instead of hooking you up to a board and just having a laser go at you, instead I'm gonna do it a little bit more realistic and have little tiny syringes do it, little tiny screws to get in your freaking head and make you forget about Swan. And Swan is looking there and he's like, "No, I love you." Wait, what? Yeah, I guess it's a little bit more believable considering the other movies where the two characters fall in love. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm still like, what? You've only known her for like a few days. Hey, remind yourself what this is. Yes, I know, James Bond. I keep forgetting that I set that rule for ourselves when we started. But anyway, yes. But it's not. But that's not the only reason why it's hard to believe that she loves him. Because right before he got knocked the fuck out, bitch, he was ratted out by Ubenhauser, being revealed to have assisted Swan's father's suicide. He was being all Dr. Kevorkian on him. And you would think that would be like a big liar reveal type situation where now she doesn't trust him anymore and she's heartbroken. But nope, she loves him. Either she forgot about that or she was like, accidents happen, things happen, whatever. Shit happens. I still love you, Bond. So Bond is like, okay, I'm gonna use this exploding watch to freaking explode Ubenhauser. So he throws it at Ubenhauser, or she throws it at him, she gives it to him. By the way, he was given an exploding watch by Q. Oh, way to go, Q. Way to give him an exploding watch. I'm sure that wouldn't have fucked up sometime. Remind yourself that this is James Bond. Yes, I know. Shut the hell up about this. So anyway, so he throws the exploding watch at Ubenhauser and it explodes him. Oh, that's another hint. Right, because Blofeld is known for having a scar on his face. And at first, Ubenhauser did not have a scar on his face. Yes, and you know what's another hint that this might be Blofeld? What? He actually says he's Blofeld. Oh, right, I forgot about that. Yeah, me too. Yes, he actually says it. He reveals to Blofeld, he reveals to James Bond, like, hey, James Bond, you're a cuckoo. You're a cuckoo. Do you know what a cuckoo is? Is it the Cocoa Puffs mascot? No, it's not the Cocoa Puffs mascot. No. A cuckoo is a bird that that when you put the eggs inside of another bird, when the mother puts its eggs inside of another bird, the baby eggs eats the other eggs out of house and home and then freaking puts them in poverty. And that's what you did to me. You're my cuckoo. Confirming that yes, I was your childhood friend, but you stole away my father. You stole my papa. So I freaking killed him and I put together this whole organization just to get revenge on you. What the hell? Yes, I did all of that. Well, that was really impractical and flamboyant and freaking complicated as fuck. You did all of that just to get back at your at the guy who you felt hogged your attention when his parents died, and your father decided to be more of a father to him than you. You decided to kill him, pretend to be dead, and then put together a whole world organization just to get revenge on James Bond. Holy shit, that is the most James Bond thing ever! Wait, you actually like that? Yes, because guess what? Even though that's hokey as fuck, and as ludicrous as fuck, but that's what James Bond is all about! He is all about ludicrous, campy, shenanigans that would not happen in real life at all, and are freaking, contrived as all hell. That's what James Bond is all about! It's akin to that classic James Bond but you're not familiar with the old-fashioned James Bond. Yes, but I know an homage when I see it, and I see that. That's what you need to remind yourselves. Even though there are some things that are not as forgiving that I'll get into later, still, you can appreciate the cheesiness, when it's truly, akin to what James Bond is all about, which is, ludicrous situations, that actual spies would obviously not happen to. So anyway, yes. So after Blofeld is exploded, James Bond and Swan get the fuck out of that establishment because it all explodes, apparently. Wait, why did it all explode? Because apparently this is where the movie is ending. Oh man, that's anticlimactic. You're just gonna end the movie there? We just found out that Blofeld is we just found out that Oppenhauser is Blofeld. Oppenhauser. We just found out that he's Blofeld, and now we're gonna end the movie? Well, I guess that's not true because there's still more movie to go. Yes, because then James Bond comes back. He gets all back to the agency, to MI6. Or MI5 or whatever the hell, that's about to be replaced, and it's about to be replaced by a snooty rich man named C. Yes, and C is like, yes, every supporting James Bond character is going to be referred to only with a letter. So you're probably asking where A, B, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P is. Well, the answer is they all died. So anyway, yes, I am C, and I am taking over MI. And of course, James Bond found out from Oppenhauser that C is working for him. So no C, no C, no gracias. No gracias, por favor. No C. So yes, so apparently all of that Spanish teaching stuck. Oh no, it didn't. So anyway, so yes, so he goes back to M, and M is like, hey, the gang's all here. Here's all the classic characters all together again, and just us and no one else because they're all fired, I guess. And so James Bond is like, yes, we are going to invade that tower where C is hiding and incriminate him. Yes, because there's more movie to go. So as they're about to do this, Swan is like, I can't do this anymore. If you're gonna keep being if you're gonna keep being this assassin, I don't like it. I don't like you being an assassin, even though it sexually stimulated me when you killed Drax the Batista. But here, no dice. I'm gonna walk away. Angrily. So she walks away, well, not angrily, honorably. And of course, James Bond is like, okay, bye. I'll see you later when I inevitably see you again as the damsel in distress. Ugh, God damn it. So anyway, so yes, so he goes searching for, a C, but what he finds is a reminder of the previous movies, even though we already did that several freaking times in this movie. And so he finally finds what he's looking for, but instead of finding C, instead he finds Blofeld! Yay! Blofeld is still alive! And now he finally has his iconic scar across his face! Yes, I knew that's what they were setting up to when he got all exploded upon the face. I knew that's what that was setting up to. Hey, everyone knew that. Okay, man. Okay, shut the hell up. I'm just trying to, do my best here with these headaches, being reminded of past situations and whatnot. Okay, fine. I'm sorry. I know you're going through some tough times. But anyway, so yes, so Blofeld now has the scar upon his face. And he's all like, yes, I now have the scar upon my face. That is why, Quantum of Solace is considered the lesser of the 4 movies. That is why that is considered the worst of the movies, because that's the only one where the main antagonist does not have a scar on their face or a facial deformity. Yes, if you want a good James Bond movie, the villain has to have a facial deformity. Their face has to be mutilated in some way. Mads Mikkelsen's face was mutilated. He had a scar upon his eye. Javier Bardem's face was mutilated. He lost a part of his skull and replaced it with some metal stuff. Because of cyanide and whatnot. But the main antagonist of Quantum of Solace didn't have. He did not have a facial mutilation. He did not have that. And that is why he is not as memorable as these other guys. So anyway, so Blofeld confirms this with the iconic scar. Too bad he did not lose his hair, because that would have put it all together. That would have brought it all to 100% Blofeldiness. But nope, we more likely got more like 80% Blofeldiness. So anyway, so now that he's achieved that amount of Blofeldiness, he is like, hello, James Bond. I am going to leave you to die in this building, because we're gonna blow it up just like you blowed up my facility. Bye-bye, ciao. You can't shoot me because this is a plexiglass thing. Bye. So James Bond is like, wait a minute. If this is gonna be a tribute to classic James Bond films, that means I have to have an obligatory damsel in distress. And there she is. Swan has been pulled back into this movie. So he rescues Swan, and he's like, hey Swan, I guess you're not done with this movie yet, are you? Let's go chase Ubenhauser. Blofeld, because he took his mother's name. Yes, that is how he is Blofeld the whole time, because he took his mother's maiden name. See, that's a way of doing it different than the way of Khan. Just be like, oh, I came up with a fake name. No. With Blofeld, he's like, no, I'm just gonna originally take my father's name, and then I'm gonna take my mom's name. That's how I'm gonna give the old switcheroo to the audience. So while James Bond is doing this, we need to remind ourselves, oh, that's right, C. C. So anyway, M is like, well, since James Bond is too busy dealing with Blofeld, I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with the other villains, since, Drax the Batista is dead. I wish I had Drax the Batista instead of this no-name guy who's just called C. I'm also gonna imply that that C stands for something that's very suggestive and very something that I can't actually say. It turns out actually no, I did that as a mislead. But anyway, yes, so I'm gonna be the one to fight C, and C is like, oh really? Well, guess what? I don't want to be in the movie anymore anyway, so I'm just gonna fall to my death. Falling to my death. Yes, so one less villain to worry about. Now all we have left is Blofeld. Thank you, M, for getting rid of C. Yes, thank you, Alphabet. Alphabet on Alphabet violence. Alphabet letter on alphabet letter violence needs to end. It's so sad when that happens. So anyway, Blofeld is escaping in his helicopter. It's bringing it all full circle now, all the way to the very beginning. And James Bond is like, well, I must continue to remind the audience that I can drive literally anything, like this boat. Hey, Swan, get on board. So he's on the boat, and he's like, oh no, Blofeld is escaping. No, this movie does not need to sequel back any further. I need to shoot him down. So he shoots the helicopter down, and so this movie avoids the ending that G.I. Joe, the second movie, had, where the villain just goes away in a helicopter for the next one. No, James Bond is like, no, we need some closure in this one, some closure. No more hanging nails left. No more loose plot strings. We're getting rid of Blofeld right here and there. So he jumps out of his boat, and he gets up to the bridge where the helicopter crashed on, and Blofeld is all injured in the helicopter. He's like, oh no, there's fire everywhere. And I was like, hey, maybe if his hair catches fire, he'll be bald. No, he just gets out. It turns out it's his leg that's fucked up. So he gets out with his fucked up leg, and it's all like the bones are sticking out, and he's crawling out, and he's like, oh, I don't know where I'm crawling to. I'm literally, everyone's surrounding me. I mean, there's nowhere for me to go. Where am I crawling? Well, the answer is you're crawling to James Bond, who has a gun at you. So James Bond holds his gun up to Blofeld, and we're like, no, James Bond, don't do it. Don't do it to Blofeld. We just got him in this era. Do you really want to have all that build up to Blofeld just to kill him right there and then? And then James Bond is like, you know what? Fine. I'm not gonna kill him, because he's my arch nemesis, and he deserves to be in a couple more movies. So there you go, Blofeld. I'm out of bullets. Screw you, Blofeld. And so M puts Blofeld under arrest. Obviously, setting up for a movie where he escapes. Way to go, James Bond, on that. But anyway, yes. So Blofeld is under custody, which is good. Which is fine. That there gives us hope. There's a glimmer of hope for him to rise. This is a chance, Blofeld. Take that chance. Take it. Take this second chance at life. Take it. And be all that you can be, villainy-wise, not military-wise, or Navy-wise, or whatever the hell that means. So anyway, yes. So Blofeld is on timeout currently, but I believe he'll be back if this era will continue. We'll get more on that in a second, but yes. So the movie is over, and it turns out, no, it's still going on, because, of course, James Bond is like, hey, is my old-fashioned car from the first movie ready, or the previous movie ready? And Q is like, yeah, I thought you retired. And James Bond is like, yep, I have now, because I am retiring to have a happy ever after life with Swan. James, we've seen that before with you. Even in this era, we saw you try to do that. It didn't turn out so well, so, just that little word of warning, James Bond, just to let you know, just to let you know, okay? Hey, Swan, you better watch your back, okay? You're a James Bond love interest. There's a 50% chance of you dying, just to let you know, okay? Alright. Okay, you guys have a wonderful time now, okay? You hear? Don't come back now, you hear? Or come back whenever the hell you want, okay? Alright, bye. Have fun, you two. Have fun. Bye. There's the movie, everybody. That's James Bond. The Spectre. Oh. Now that we're done reviewing the movie, the headaches are clearing up. Oh, thank God. You know what? I need to change my clothes now that we're done talking about it. There we go. There, that's better. It's more comfortable. Yes. I much prefer this big poofy wig. Yeah. So that was James Bond, Spectre. Yes. So let's give our overall thoughts on it. How did you feel about Spectre? I felt that there were a lot of ludicrous moments, and I know that you kept saying that, I should forgive that because, this is James Bond we're talking about, and I know that I'm the one who kept reminding you that, but after a while of me reminding you of that, I got tired. So I was like, you know what? There are some things that, being a James Bond movie should not be an excuse for. And with all the problems that we, listed, the random banging and the obligatory love interests and the ludicrous, conspiracy that this turned out all to be, I thought that was a little bit too much for me. So I don't know exactly. Well, yes, I do know that a lot of those problems are merited. You know, a lot of them are. You know, some of them you just can't let them be an excuse. You know, being a James Bond movie just isn't an excuse. You know, the others did it because it was kooky and it was the '60s. But you know, some of them are just too ludicrous not to notice now. However, you know, keep in mind, that doesn't mean that we can't, use all of, we can't use that excuse for all of them. Some of them we can use that excuse for because it's James Bond. And that's what a lot of people like about James Bond. There are a lot of movies where it's just kooky and silly and just plain friggin' stupid. And that's what they love about the movie. And that's what I liked here too. You know, I didn't mind that it turned out that it was all a part of Blofeld's plan. Because that's how it is in James Bond movies. It's all someone's plan. Whether it be Blofeld, or that exploding guy, or that fat guy who was in Kentucky, or this guy, or that guy, or the third nipple guy who died this year, or anyone. You know, it doesn't matter. So, or however the hell I began that sentence. Yes, what matters is that this is James Bond, and we are getting another installment of him. And if they want to homage the classic ones, then so be it. I think we've got it warranted. Yes, I think that this was genius. They started out the series as it being gritty and realistic and whatnot, and with each film they're like, let's make it a little bit more and more akin to what James Bond was classically all about with each film. You know, let's gradually elevate it up each time. Let's gradually elevate it up more and more to the classic feel of James Bond films. And I feel like that's what it was. You know, some people might think that they were repeating what they were doing last time by homaging classic James Bond films, but I believe what they were doing was they were just doing the next step up from that. They were just stepping up. They weren't taking the same step each time. They were stepping up each time. So it was a progress from the previous film, from Skyfall. And that's how I feel, and I like that about it. Even if I'm not familiar with the previous films, I can still appreciate when films want to, want to pay homage to what came before. And also keep in mind that even though they're doing that, it still has its own distinct identity still. You know, we can clearly tell that this is different from those previous James Bond films that they're homaging. You know, it still has its own unique identity, own way of adapting the previous material for an updated way that has its own distinct identity. Now the question is, do you want to see that continue? Do I want this era to continue? Well, let me see. Well, if we do get another movie and they continue this pattern they're doing of going up on the classic James O'Bondo meter, I don't know, maybe we might get up to the point where like, okay, we're getting a little bit of overload on ludicrousness, wackiness. However, I wouldn't mind seeing another go-round, like maybe just one more go-round with James Bond. With this era, I mean, of James Bond, the Daniel Craig era. Because as far as I'm seeing here, there's been very little word on whether or not this era will continue. And of course, the biggest thing that's against this continuing is the fact that everyone keeps on speculating who the next James Bond after Daniel Craig will be. Everyone is guessing. Every single freaking person is guessing. Oh, maybe it's this guy. Oh, maybe it's that guy. Oh, it can't be that guy. Oh, why not? Yes, it's happening everywhere. Everyone is guessing. And so it would be a little bit nerve-wracking if we got another Daniel Craig movie, because that would just continue the guessing and, wouldn't, settle it once and for all who the next James Bond will be. Yeah, but to be fair, if we do eventually get another James Bond, another James Bond actor, what's to stop people from, guessing who the next one after that is? Well, keep in mind that after they confirmed who the next Doctor was in Doctor Who, when they did that, they stopped with all the mass, guessings. So maybe that will happen here too when they eventually do get the next James Bond. However, I'm not completely sure because the thing is, I believe each James Bond film needs to have its own, identity, own representation of an era. And this film clearly, and these films, recent films, are, encapsulating the identity of the 2000s, of this new era. And so I think we need to wait a while. We need to wait till we get another James Bond film if we want to do another era, so that can be another side of history to, look back on and have that encapsulated. Oh, that was that era of when that actor was that James Bond. Because, I feel like that's what we need to do, We got Sean Connery for the 60s. We've got what's-his-name for the 70s. We got what's-his-other-name for the 80s. And we've got Pierce Brosnan for the 90s. And one of the 2000 films. Yeah, well, some people don't like to count that. But anyway, yes, but with Daniel Craig, he represents this era. So let him keep that era. And if they want to continue very soon, if they just want to go ahead and make another James Bond very soon, then might as well keep Daniel Craig, just continuing that era just a little bit more. And then when they're done, take a little break, and then do another, and then restart a new era with a new actor. That is when they can do that. That is when they'll continue. But if they want to make another James Bond movie right away, keep Daniel Craig. But if they don't, but if they want to wait a while, then that can be the chance to get someone new. However, there is with the way this movie ends, it might be a little bit frustrating if we do continue, considering how we end with James Bond being all like, oh, I'm done, I'm gonna have a happy life now. Well, to be fair, I think that you and I both know that even if this era of Bond films ends right there with that scene of him riding into the sunset, even if that's the case, I think you and I both know that he is destined to come back to doing spy shit. He is destined to do that even if we don't see it. Yeah, I think that's true. So maybe it is okay if they continue more, because we know who this character is, and that, he's always going to come back, no matter what, that's what he just loves to do, he loves, although then again, he does love, he does love, he is a woman's man, so a ladies' man, so maybe he wouldn't want to go back, but we'll see. I guess it depends, what Daniel Craig wants to do. Maybe he'll be like, maybe, I'll think about it. So yeah, so we'll have to wait until then. But for now, if they do decide to end it here, I think that's a fine place to end it at. It makes a lot of sense to end it here. It's a nice closure. But if they do decide to continue, just one more movie, just one. I think one will do. Just one more movie if they do want to make another in this era. So let's rate the film. Let's rate Spectre. Right. So how does this work again? It's been a while since I've been here. Well, how it works is, I'll ask you this question. Would you rather rewatch the movie, or would you rather the folks at home to watch this movie, or would you rather have sex with an octopus and then lose your eyes to Draxley Batista? I don't know. Since I am the octopus, would that mean that I'm having sex with myself? Well, I guess that means I'll choose that one. Oh, really? Oh, that's right. Your explanation earlier about the convolutions weren't, enough, that's right. I forgot. You think that, you're less forgivable about the convolutions, right? Yeah, I'm not going to forgive it for that. But I am. I'm fine with that. I am perfectly hunky-dory with that. It's worth it to get more James Bonds in this spirit, in the spirit of the way they're going, of the way they've been gravitating towards. Oh, get it? Gravitating because I'm Graviton? The way they've been gravitating towards with each film. So I would recommend watching this movie instead of having sex with an octopus and then getting your eyes plucked out by Drax the Bautista. So anyway, that's the movie, everyone. That's Spectre. I'll see you guys next time when I watch a movie. Let's see here. Yes, I'll see you guys next time when I reunite with another good old friend of mine so we can finally end her misery. No, I'm not gonna kill her, although, we are villains and we do tend to do that to each other. No! By ending her misery, I mean ending an era of her misery where she does not like reviewing a particular type of movie. And even though we're not completely done reviewing this particular type of movie, we are going to be done ending a particular franchise that she particularly hates. I'm, kind of on the fence about it, but we'll see with this next movie that's coming up. And hopefully there's not going to be a part 3 to the movie that I'm talking about. I'll see you next time. So you're completely done with your memory, with those memories coming in and out, huh? Yep, they're all done. Really? Because I'm having a memory right now, a weird bogging of memory with this movie I just realized. Really? Well, what is it? I don't know. There's something about Blofeld in this movie. This particular iteration they decided to go with. He seems very familiar. He almost seems like one of my co-workers. He reminds me a little bit of one of my co-workers. Well, maybe you should call him up and ask him about it. Okay, I will. Okay, hold on. I'm dialing him right now. Boop, 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 boop. Why did you make phone noises? Because my phone doesn't make them anymore and I miss them. Okay, here we go. Hello?
Hello? Who is this? Who am I speaking to?
This is me, Graviton.
Oh, what is it, Graviton? For the last time, yes, I thank you for bringing me back from the past.
No, it's not that. I just wanted to ask you something.
Yes, what?
What do you look like under the mask?
That is my secret to keep.
Okay, it's just that I just wonder, have you ever fought any spy per se?
No, I haven't.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm trying to recover from a facial injury. It hurts a whole lot. Okay?
I knew it!